Hi, my name is Saba Murad. I was born here, but my parents are from Pakistan, and I am a Muslim. I was born a Muslim, raised a Muslim.
My name is Vicky Pederuto, and I'm a Catholic. I work for the Los Angeles Archdiocese as a youth minister for almost 20 years, and I just stepped down after 11 years here at St. Dorothy's in Glendora as the youth minister, and now looking into wherever God has me to go. Maybe I'll take film, and we'll see. Yeah, cut me in on this, all right?
My name is Johnny Watkins. I'm 19, and I'm Mormon. And in 2 weeks I'll be leaving for Minnesota on a mission for 2 years, Minneapolis. So.
My name is Audra Fulo Laminsane. I am a Muslim. I use that term somewhat loosely.
I would definitely say, observance of God. Like, do you believe there is a God? Do you believe that you're accountable? Do you believe such things that, this life isn't permanent, it's temporary, those type of things?
Well, religion and ligament all come from the same word, so I think it's a way to connect you to something greater than yourself, like a web or something like that, and your faith is how you take whatever that religion is. For me, it's Catholicism, but how you take that and use it to handle your everyday life.
Religion, I think it's really the deepest sense of how you view the world and what it means to be, alive, why we're here, where we're going, and what the purpose of life is. I think that's religion right there. It's answering all the big questions.
Religion to me kind of seems like a world police that was set up a really long time ago to keep people in check, an invisible hand, so to say, but not economically. But for me personally, I see it as a way to keep people good, however you want to use that term, to keep them honest, and to kind of hope for something after Earth, because God forbid the years we spend on Earth is it. So that's what I think it is.
Most people don't believe, you see a lot of more people, like, I'm going to give the example because we don't believe in intercourse before marriage, like more teen pregnancies, more people, killing themselves. Why is it that, suicides have gone up? Maybe because people don't feel that they're important. They don't believe that God loves them, or they don't have a relationship with God to the point where they believe my life is worthless, Personally, I think that, like, religion gives people, like, importance. They want to do good. They want to get, accumulate good things, to their name, good deeds, and they want to help people. They want to not do bad things. They know that bad things that, your religion says not to do is for a reason, to keep you away from harm, or to keep you, safe, or, for example, not having intercourse before marriage because of the consequences. There's a specific reason behind everything you're not supposed to do.
Well, I think religion right now is sometimes mixed up between different terms like spirituality and faith and things like that. I think religion itself, as when you think of an institutionalized church, is probably more on the decline, because as our baby boomers and some of our next generations, they're more into the spirituality and they don't understand a lot of the rituals or the things that go behind it, the hierarchy, so they're more, oh, I don't need a church, I just need to have my own spirituality. But we are seeing it starting to swing back the other way, because something like 9/11 especially, where you don't have a good way to describe this other than, okay, I need to connect myself to something bigger, has kind of forced people back into a little bit more institutionalized, because you find out you do need a structure and some kind of spirituality to, a little bit more accountability to plug into than what might just be happening on your own.
It would be attacked a little bit just because the world's becoming more liberal and, getting rid of, rules, trying to break old customs and stuff like that. At the same time, there's always going to be people that are interested in religion, and just the very fact that, it answers these questions that we have about our deepest selves. I think it's always going to be a really, really key point in society and the world.
The relationship with God. I feel feel like I can directly talk to him, you know, like it's kind of dorky, but before a test I always say, God, please help me, you know, you're the only one with me, you know, you're the only one that can help me right now. I can't, you know, go to the other person next to me and say, oh, what's the answer? I don't know, only you can help me right now. So I definitely say the direct relationship with God is, I personally believe, is the best thing with having religion.
The wine. No, I'm just kidding. I think the best thing about my Catholicism is the tremendous root structure that we have. To know that it's been around for 2,000 years, that we believe in this apostolic succession, whether you believe in it or not, that I have no trouble believing that it isn't just a storefront that opened because someone decided to open their own church, but we can actually trace it back to something 2,000 years ago for me. So I find that comforting.
I see religion as a way to bring people together. We all want to make a difference in the world. We all want to change the world in our own way.
Cleanliness, I mean, I know that sounds weird, like, but I mean, I don't mean just like physically keeping yourself clean, although that's like a huge deal. Like just before you pray, you have to do a very specific kind of a progress called wudu, where you like clean yourself in an order and that kind of a thing. But just like spiritually also, just like the way that you treat other people, and everything's supposed to be clean and pure.
I would definitely say the 9/11 attacks really have taken a toll on religion. A lot of stereotypes have been there, and as a kid I was called a terrorist. As a you know, high school student, when I said I was Muslim, they said, oh, aren't all Muslim terrorists? And I was like, you know, there are bad people of every religion. They do not represent the religion as a whole. Sure, there are people I don't even like what these people did. I think it's horrible. I think it's wrong. If you look in our book, it says that you should not kill a man. You know, even your neighbor, you should respect your neighbor. Your neighbor has a lot of right over you. We really value human life, and I was really upset with all the stereotypes. So a negative thing of Islam specifically is definitely all these terrorist attacks. You know, I mean, they're setting a bad image for all of us, and we all have to deal with it on an everyday basis. I mean, I commend people like Wardah for wearing everything, you know, like advertising that she's a Muslim, you know, like I commend her because I know how difficult it is for me, and I don't even wear the full hijab or anything.
The wine. No. I think the worst part about my religion is that because it's a huge and hierarchy and 2,000 years old and moves so slowly, that in the short term you think that's a bad thing because you want it to, and it really takes, I think, a lot of hindsight to look back and think, oh, you know, that's what I like about it, that it doesn't move maybe as fast as possible, and in some ways that's good. But I think it's tough because we're the worst marketers. So we have a really great product, but people are like, oh, I don't want to be Catholic, or, you know, that Pope, the guy in the white, yeah, no, don't get that whole Mobile thing, so.
Like the fact that people grow up in these religions, they can become, you know, intolerant of other people and other cultural ways, you know.
There's kind of two, and I think they kind of go hand in hand. A, the fact that it's so demanding. I mean, praying 5 times a day isn't that big of a deal given how much time I spend doing other things. But just, it's so tedious and particular about things that I don't think at all shows how much I have faith in my God and, you know, my fellow Muslims. I think that stuff is honestly irrelevant. It's like that really bothers me, just the way, like, it's so particular about so many different rituals and traditions, and also the way it treats women. And I think that's something, not just something that Islam has, you know, that's just a culture of a lot of places around the world that's kind of foreign to America, but not really in a sense. So just like the women thing and the particulars.
Honestly, no, because I see, like, I read my book and saying that, you know, we believe, I believe what you believe, a resurrection of, you know, Jesus, or we call him Isa, is going to happen, and I see the signs coming. There are specific signs saying that, you know, like, there will be more earthquakes, there will be more, you know, just generally, like, the world will slowly come to an end. So scientifically, I see some of the things, you know, that my book says, which is, like, amazing. How would they know? You know, I believe, like, you know, in the early years, how would they know that this is all going to happen? There has to be some way, there has to be some truth in it, and everything has a reason behind it, you know. Like, again, like, certain things you're not supposed to do, like, you know, like, there's a reason. How would they know that the consequences, you know, of those specific things would happen? So basically, yes, that would not faze me whatsoever.
Probably not, because one of the things that I've been really involved with in all my years is gang ministries. And if we could relate to our communities and our people as good as the gangs do, we'd have world peace in no time at all. So I think the basic tenets that they go by as far as caring for their own and making sure that people are unconditionally loved, even if it's a little strange and warped way, I think even if they were to take all our faith and religion away, those basic innate principles of being in community and for the greater good and all those things, I don't think that would change at all for me. I'd still be doing this.
Well, no, that is a good question. I mean, I guess, well, I've just seen the religion in my own life. It's changed me so much. It's really become who I am, and, you know, it's really everything that I live for. It's the deepest part of me.
I wouldn't act different at all, just because I follow my religion as just a skeleton, as a way to live my life. Kind of, you know, like guidelines of how to treat people and how to treat myself and what to do and what not to do. So, I mean, say Muhammad was never real and, you know, all, like, it never happened. I would live exactly the same, except I wouldn't fast during Ramadan. But, you know, all of my beliefs and just the way that I am as a person wouldn't change. You know, that's just, they're the building blocks of who I am today, just as much as me being an athlete or, you know, anything like that. It's just a part of who I am. And even if my faith turned out to be irrefutably incorrect, like it never happened, that doesn't mean my experience with my faith wasn't. So I'd be the same.